Hey viewer, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to share what is vitamin B12, the importance of vitamin B12 for the human body, who is at risk of vitamin B12 deficiency and the 8 major symptoms of vitamin B12 deficiency. Let me ask you one question: what do you think, how crucial is vitamin B12 for the body? If you ask me, my answer would be it is as crucial as other vitamins. What is vitamin B12? Well, it is a very essential and water-soluble vitamin. It is also known as cobalamin, cyanocobalamin. It is one of 8 B vitamins. All B vitamins help the body convert food into fuel, which is ultimately used to produce energy. These B vitamins, often referred to as B-complex vitamins, also help the body use fats and protein. Vitamin B12 is an essential nutrient for human body that helps keep your body's nerve cells healthy and helps to function it optimally. It is also responsible for the production of red blood cells and DNA, a genetic material in all of your cells. Vitamin B12 also helps prevent a certain type of anemia. Normally it's a condition that makes people tired and weak. Let's see people at high risk of vitamin B12. If you are vegan, you eat vegetarian diet. If you are taking antacid for long term, there is a chance if you have done any surgery to remove part of your intestine. If you have certain kind of bad bacteria in your stomach, elderly person above 50, if you are on certain kind of medication. The first and major symptom of vitamin B12 deficiency is a sensation of pins and needles in the body, numbness. You could feel a tingling sensation in your hand and feet. Vitamin B12 is important for the metabolic function. It produces fatty substances known as myelin. B12 plays an important role to produce myelin. It acts as a protector for the nervous system. It protects your nerves, helps them to transmit sensation. Myelin helps to function the whole nervous system optimally. If you have a deficiency of vitamin B12, then it does not function properly, may not able to produce enough myelin, then it leads to damage of the nervous system, which is the most serious side effect of long-term vitamin B12 deficiency. Long-term B12 deficiency is very dangerous and could harm the body. It might change your way of movement, especially walking. If it's left untreated, then the condition may be a lot worsened. You may lose balance and coordination. You might feel a tingling sensation in your hand and feet which could make a person to walk improperly. Normally it's found in aged person, however that doesn't mean it'll not affect youngsters. If it's untreated, then may affect youngsters too. Vitamin B12 is responsible for the production of red blood cells which carry oxygen through the body. If you have a deficiency of vitamin B12 inside your body, your skin tone may look pale or yellowish. You can say it's jaundice in simple language. It happens when the human body is not able to produce enough red blood cells. Red blood cells carry oxygen and help to provide natural color to the skin. Without enough of these cells, your skin may look yellow. The deficiency of vitamin B12 also creates a certain kind of anemia just because your body is not able to produce enough amount of red blood cells. It is like vice versa process. Anemia could weaken the red blood cells, or insufficient amount of red blood cells leads to anemia, so in both the cases it affects on liver badly. The liver produces a brownish substance known as bilirubin. When your body does not have enough amount of RBC, then it produces more bilirubin which gives more yellow or pale color to your skin tone. If you are suffering from a deficiency of vitamin B12, then your body is not producing enough red blood cells, which leads to anemia. Due to this anemic condition, you could find difficulties in breathing. Not only that, you may experience dizziness kind of symptoms. Anemia puts pressure on the heart to push the sensible volume of blood, which is eventually will increase the heart rate because it isn't able to pump the blood due to a lack of blood cells. Actually, it is directly linked to your red blood cell production. If the body is not producing enough red blood cells, then there will be a shortage of oxygen, which is a very obvious side effect. But these are not the only symptoms, so do not judge like this. Possibly there are many reasons for dizziness and shortage of breaths. It could happen due iron deficiency also. Now corona has this symptom as well, so if you notice any kind of breathing issue, then immediately consult your doctor. There might be many more underlying causes. Tiredness and debility are the most common symptoms of vitamin B12 deficiency. It is simply happening because your body does not have enough red blood cells due to vitamin B12 deficiency. RBC is responsible for carrying oxygen throughout the body. Without enough oxygen, your body will feel tired and exhausted. This normally happens to elderly people because their body is not able to absorb vitamin B12 from the diet. This type of anemia is known as pernicious anemia. It is not able to produce a protein called intrinsic factor, which is responsible for absorption and prevents vitamin B12 deficiency to occur. T here. Vitamin B12 deficiency also affects oral health. An early sign of vitamin B12 deficiency could be a red and swollen tongue, which is nothing but glossitis. Due to vitamin B12 deficiency, reduction of red blood cells happens. As a result of this, your tongue may not get enough oxygen, which could make it swell. You will notice your tongue will change shape, color. The inflammation makes you feel pain in your tongue. You could also see tiny little bumps, which will affect your taste bud as well. Additionally, you may have other symptoms related to oral stuff like a mouth ulcer. You might feel the tingling sensation in your tongue. You could also feel a burning sensation in your mouth. Another symptom of vitamin B12 deficiency is poor or disturbed vision. It can happen when B12 deficiency is prolonged. Remain untreated might damage the nervous system. There is a nerve called the optic nerve which goes to your eyes. Deficiency of vitamin B12 could lead to disturbed eyesight. The deficiency can damage those nerves, which travels from your eye to your brain. This condition is known as optic nephropathy. People with B12 deficiency often face mind and mood-related disorders. The reduced amount of oxygen reaching the brain might be the issue. As per medical study, lack of vitamin B12 helps to break down the brain chemical, which increases homocysteine, which could cause damage to the brain tissue. But more research has to be done. It could be one symptom, but mental health like depression, irritability is a big problem itself. It could happen due to multiple other reasons. Supplementing with the vitamin could help to some extent, but it's not a permanent solution. Vitamin B12 deficiency is common. If you are at risk and see any warning symptoms mentioned above, then you should consult your doctor. For most people, it is easy to prevent by adding vitamin B12 rich food to their daily diet. If you are not getting enough vitamin B12 rich food, then try to include fortified foods and other dietary supplements. I have tried to share information best of my knowledge. If you find it informative, then do let me know in my comment section down. If you like my content, then please do consider subscribing to my